Have you ever believed that announcing your deepest desires, your grandest blueprints to the world would generate endless motivation and accountability? Have you been convinced that once you declare your goals to friends and family, you'll receive their support, encouragement, and even intangible external pressure, thus giving you wings on your path to success?
This seems to be a deeply ingrained belief in human society, a beautiful legend about public commitment and collective power. Imagine standing on a virtual stage, passionately declaring your dreams to everyone you know, even the whole world. You feel applause, congratulations, and admiring glances surrounding you like a warm tide. Every cell in your body rejoices, as if you have already reached the shore of your dreams and all efforts have turned into reality.
Does this intense satisfaction bring you an unprecedented sense of ease and pleasure? Is your brain at this moment secreting dopamine, immersing you in this illusion of pre-rewarded achievement? However, I ask you to pause now and deeply examine this seemingly harmless impulse. What if, on the contrary, this seemingly positive public commitment is actually a slow-acting poison, subtly eroding your motivation, causing you to subconsciously develop a false sense of having already achieved your goals, thereby slackening your efforts and ultimately making it harder to accomplish them? Does this feel like a trap you never noticed, planting seeds of self-sabotage in every step you take towards excellence? Have you ever experienced that the goals you loudly announced always ended up fizzling out, never coming to fruition? And that the plans you silently, diligently cultivated, ironically, were more likely to bear fruit? Do you feel that whenever you unleash your most precious inner vision outwards, that primal urge that once propelled you forward seems to dissipate, becoming less urgent, less fervent? This subtle loss of energy, this prepaid gratification, is quietly stealing your true capacity for action. You think you are seeking support, but in fact, you might be engaged in a psychological game with your own potential, and you are losing this game. Why do we fall into this illusion of publicity equals success? This is not a simple cognitive bias, but the result of deep brain mechanisms and social psychology working together. Your brain's reward system is inherently highly sensitive to signals of achievement. When you verbally announce an ambitious goal, especially when it receives positive feedback, praise, and pre-congratulations from others, your brain incorrectly interprets this as a form of socially recognized achievement. This mechanism is known as identity signaling or symbolic self-completion. Psychological research has long confirmed this, most notably the work of Professor Peter Gulwitzer and his team in the field of motivational psychology. Their experiments showed that when individuals publicly announce a goal related to their self-identity, the brain creates an illusion of goal already completed because it has already received identity satisfaction related to that goal through social validation. Consider this: when you say, "I'm going to successfully lose weight," and receive a friend's response like, "Wow! That's great! You can definitely do it," the dopamine secretion in your brain's limbic system increases, producing a feeling of pleasure and satisfaction. This pleasure, which should ideally appear only after you have actually lost weight, is prepaid. Your brain mistakenly believes that this verbal accomplishment and social recognition are equivalent to actual effort and results. It has already received the reward, so investing arduous effort into truly difficult tasks seems less necessary. You've gained social validation for being a persistent person, even if you haven't actually demonstrated persistence yet. This false sense of satisfaction, like a drug, causes you to wallow in illusory achievement, thereby losing the motivation to strive outwardly and delve deeply within.
A deeper reason is that this behavior reflects an excessive reliance on external validation. You hope to confirm your worth through others' applause, to gain momentum from others' recognition. This mindset, in Nietzsche's philosophy, is a manifestation of slave morality, a weak expression of building self-worth on external standards. You are not conquering for your inner will to power, but performing to gain others' approval. Your goal, from being a tool that serves your inner vitality, transforms into a prop to display to others. You are no longer a true creator, but an actor seeking applause. Your struggle is no longer a contest with your own limits, but a game of expectations with others. This false motivation is doomed from the start to diminish your effort, making your goals precarious. You should be your own sculptor, carving your life with inner will. But inadvertently, you have outsourced this sacred duty to inconsequential bystanders. This public goal trap influences you in insidious and multifaceted ways. First, it directly weakens your intrinsic motivation. When the brain mistakenly believes a goal has been achieved, it lowers the priority and energy allocation for that task. You no longer feel the urgency and hunger that comes from wanting to prove yourself or realize a vision. That primal urge, which once kept you awake at night full of passion, is dissolved by false satisfaction. You become complacent, procrastinate, and even subconsciously seek excuses to give up. You find that while you verbally commit to working hard, your actions always fall short because your inner fuel has been burned prematurely. Secondly, it distorts your understanding of commitment. You equate public announcement with inner commitment, treating verbal declarations as substantive action. This false association allows you to evade the truly arduous self-discipline and self-control required. You believe that by merely saying it out loud, you are bound to complete it. But in reality, this external supervision is often fragile and short-lived. It doesn't stem from an unshakable will deep within you, but rather a performative pressure. When the audience for your performance disperses, or when external feedback is no longer what you desire, your inner commitment crumbles like a sandcastle. Furthermore, it will leave you isolated when you truly need support. A sad truth is that no one cares about your goals except you. Friends might like your posts, parents might worry about you, but they all have their own lives, their own troubles, their own goals. They cannot continuously and deeply focus on your every progress, let alone provide the substantial supervision and spiritual strength you need when you require it. When you genuinely encounter setbacks, when you need a helping hand, you will find that those past congratulations and support were merely fleeting illusions. Your goal, from start to finish, is your battle alone. This illusion of external dependence ultimately leaves you more vulnerable and alone when faced with real challenges. You could have silently accumulated strength, but you dissipated all your energy on useless performance before even beginning. So how can we truly and effectively achieve our goals in the face of this pervasive psychological trap, instead of stopping at empty talk? Nietzsche's philosophy offers us a clear and profound path. Turn inward and become the supreme master of your own will. First, and most crucially, learn silence, treating your goals as a sacred covenant with yourself. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. Your existence itself is enough. Treat your goal as an unlit spark, with only you to provide the oxygen and fuel. Every time you resist the urge to externalize, you are accumulating strength, solidifying your inner will. This silence is not weakness or evasion, but a profound self-mastery and strategic containment of energy. It prevents you from prematurely consuming the joy of success, preserving that primal hunger for conquering the unknown. You will no longer seek others' applause to confirm your worth, because your worth is born from your inner creation and realization. Secondly, transform your goals into actionable, detailed plans. Abstract goals easily become empty talk. Concrete plans are the trumpet call for action. Break down your grand vision into quantifiable, actionable small steps and set clear deadlines for each step. This act of writing it down is not for displaying to others, but for providing clear instructions to your own brain, pulling it from vague imagination back to solid reality. When you solidify your goals on paper or in a digital document and create a detailed roadmap, your brain will be more inclined to treat it as a task to be completed rather than a concept to be discussed. This concretization gives the goal weight and urgency. Third, immerse yourself entirely in the process itself rather than the illusion of the outcome. True joy and growth occur in the process of effort, struggle, and overcoming challenges. When you shift your focus from the ephemeral satisfaction of already achieved to every small victory, every obstacle overcome in the present moment, you are cultivating an intrinsic reward mechanism for action. Nietzsche emphasized the importance of becoming rather than being. Your value is not determined by what you ultimately possess, but by the relentless effort and continuous self-overcoming you exert to become the person you aspire to be. Every drop of sweat, every moment of persistence, every time you get up after falling is an affirmation of your will to power. This intrinsic satisfaction is far more real, lasting, and powerful than cheap external congratulations. The ultimate insight is that your true freedom and excellence are born from your absolute loyalty to your own will and complete immunity to external noise. When you stop treating your goals as a performance, when you no longer attach your worth to others' applause and expectations, you truly take control of your life's direction. Your energy is no longer dispersed and consumed in futile explanations and justifications, but concentrated on inner growth and external creation. Your success will no longer be seen by others as luck or coincidence, but as the inevitable result of your silent, diligent work day after day, year after year. Imagine yourself as a towering tree rooted in a storm, silently absorbing nutrients and growing upward. You don't need to declare your height to the outside world. Your lush branches, your abundant fruits are themselves the loudest declaration. Your silence is not a lack of ambition, but is filled with unwavering determination and powerful self-mastery. This inner resilience and continuous action will cause you to exude a unique aura, silent yet unstoppable. When your achievements are undeniable to the world, that power and authenticity will, ironically, instill an inexplicable, almost trembling awe in those who once underestimated you, doubted you, or even subconsciously didn't want you to succeed. Because you have transcended their understanding, you have lived an epic that belongs only to you. Your silence will be your most deafening declaration, and your results your most powerful rebuttal to all doubts. Go forth and become that deeply rooted, silently growing, ultimately towering tree of life.